Here's the result for the guy you filled out the survey for. He gets a C+. plus. This guy is rather so-so. Not too good, not too bad. Welcome to the Strong Brew, where you get answers to questions you're not supposed to ask. These are some things you may want to know about the man in your life. If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure? Will he try and use money to control you? Will he share housework or just make you do it all? In fights, when he gets angry, does he get aggressive? During intimacy, does he understand that no means no? Is he jealous, suspicious, or possessive? Will his attitude towards you change after having kids? Will he treat your parents with respect? What if you have conflicts with his parents? We tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. These are things nobody else will tell you. Things that are important for your future. This is a safe space for truth. No judgment, no platitudes, no login, no payment either. Our questions are from real life, but our answers come from science. Now, I built this thing, me and my husband, and honestly, we built it and we live it. We are both Stanford grads, we both have worked at Google, and we've been happily together since 1998. Along the way, we've added a son, now 13, and 4 dogs. We are genuine folks. If you're a woman trying to understand any man in your life, here is how it works. Go to www.thestrongbrew.life. Click on the Understand a Guy button there. Answer 10 questions about him. Watch a video tailored to your guy. That's all there is to it. It is completely anonymous, no login, no payment, no games, no manipulation. This analysis is obtained by combining solid trait psychology with cutting edge AI ML. We represent each person's personality with what is known as a feature vector. This has 10 elements, so our data is effectively 10-dimensional data. In case you're wondering how we can infer so much from just 10 questions, well, 10-dimensional data is very complex. There is a lot you can learn from that level of detail.
Okay, I think that does it for the preamble. Now let's plunge in. Let's start with this guy in his career. Will he go far or just talk big?
He's the kind who truly works hard and sets high standards for himself. He's not just full of big talk. His dedication and ability to stay organized can help him climb pretty far in his career, especially in jobs where careful planning and deep thinking matter. He might sometimes miss out on opportunities because he doesn't push himself forward or speak up.
Can he bounce back from failure?
When things go wrong at work, he's more likely to feel overwhelmed rather than bounce back quickly. He takes problems seriously and can get frustrated or upset pretty easily. You may notice him withdrawing or becoming distant when he's under stress.
What do people at work think of him? Do they like him?
People at work usually find him polite and respectful. He doesn't pick fights or cause drama. He avoids arguments and tries to keep things smooth with others, even if he's upset inside. Colleagues might see him as calm and hardworking, though maybe a bit quiet or distant.
If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure?
If you do really well in your career, he's unlikely to get openly jealous or act out, but he may not show loud excitement either. He can feel insecure on the inside, quietly worrying about how he measures up, but he will not take it out on you. He won't try to compete with you or bring you down. He just might need time alone to process his feelings.
What if you start earning more than him?
He may quietly feel a bit uneasy or insecure if you earn more than him, but he won't show it in an obvious way or try to pick fights about it. He's not the type to resent you openly or say hurtful things, and he would likely act polite and supportive on the surface. You probably won't see anger or jealousy, just a little distance sometimes.
Next, let's talk about how he is with money. Does he overspend? Is he reckless with money?
He's very careful with money and likes things to be organized and planned out. He's unlikely to make sudden purchases or spend without thinking. Instead, he prefers to budget, keep track of expenses, and make sure bills are paid on time.
Does he show off and pretend to be richer than he is?
He lives very much within his means and doesn't pretend to be richer than he really is. He prefers to be practical and careful, making sure he only spends what he has and avoids taking big risks just to impress others. In fact, he might sometimes be more worried about saving than enjoying life's little pleasures.
Is he too generous, too stingy, or just right?
He is more careful than open handed, both with money and his feelings. He rarely splurges or gives generously on impulse and might take time to open up emotionally as well. Sometimes you might wish he was more openly affectionate or giving, but he believes in being cautious and reserved.
Will he use money to try and control you?
He's usually open and clear about money, not secretive or controlling. He likes to keep things organized and prefers everyone to know where things stand, so you won't have to worry about hidden bank accounts or secret spending. With him, expect honest conversations about money, always handled with politeness and care.
Let's see how this guy is with sharing housework. Will he share housework or just make you do it?
He believes in fairness and wants things to be organized, so he's likely to think that housework should be shared. He respects routines and values when things are done properly, so he'll probably want to help keep the house clean and tidy. If something feels unfair, he'll prefer to talk it over politely instead of arguing.
Will he help you or just boss you around and tell you what to do?
He is more likely to genuinely help with chores and even diapers rather than just stand by and supervise. He prefers when things are done the right way and kept organized, so he will pitch in, especially if you both agree on what needs doing. However, he may not be very energetic or cheerful about it and could quietly slip away if he feels too overwhelmed or stressed. Sometimes he might need a little reminder or clear instructions about what's expected.
Now let's see about how this guy is during fights. In fights, does he try to understand your views or just win the fight?
He is much more likely to listen quietly than to argue just to prove he's right. When there's a disagreement, he won't raise his voice or push his opinions forcefully. He wants to keep things polite and calm, even if he doesn't always know how to say what he feels.
Does he become aggressive when angry?
When he's angry, he stays respectful and doesn't lash out with hurtful words or aggressive actions. Instead of shouting or causing a scene, he's much more likely to become quiet, avoid eye contact, or go off on his own for a while. You won't have to worry about harsh outbursts from him. He values calm and respect.
Does he have a bad temper?
Yes, he does tend to get upset or stressed quickly, even over small things, but he doesn't explode in anger or cause loud fights. Instead, he turns his feelings inward, becoming quiet or distant, and sometimes avoids facing problems directly. While he won't harm you or say cruel things, his sensitivity can make it hard to talk through issues.
Will he say sorry and accept his mistakes?
He finds it hard to say sorry right away because he feels things deeply and can get caught up in his own worries. He doesn't usually blame you or try to escape responsibility by pointing fingers. Instead, he's quiet and may pull back, needing time to think before talking things out.
Next, let's talk about intimacy and physical chemistry. During intimacy, does he respect your boundaries? Does he get that no means no?
Yes, he will respect your boundaries and understands that no means no. He's careful not to cross lines and wants to do the right thing, especially if you are clear and gentle about your limits. Even if he feels disappointed or confused, he won't push or argue with you. Instead, he'll likely step back, give you space, and make sure you feel safe.
If you are not in the mood for intimacy, will he react badly?
Yes, he may quietly take it personally if you're not in the mood for intimacy. He tends to be sensitive and can easily worry that he's done something wrong or that you're upset with him, even if that's not the case. He won't pressure you or make you feel guilty, but you might notice a change in his mood.
Can you trust him not to shame you or share your private moments, maybe love letters, photos, or videos, even after a breakup or a bad fight?
Yes, you can trust him to handle private moments with care. He values respect and privacy deeply, so he will keep what happens between you both completely confidential. For him, intimacy is special and personal, something to protect, not something to use as a weapon.
Is he loyal or is he likely to want to have affairs?
He is faithful and not easily distracted by other women. He values stability, loyalty, and takes relationships seriously. He isn't one to seek attention outside or flirt just for fun.
Will he be jealous, suspicious, and try to control you?
No, he's not over possessive or controlling. He doesn't like drama or conflict, and he believes in giving space rather than crowding you with jealousy or suspicion. With him, you'll get trust and gentle support, though sometimes he might need a little extra reassurance if he's feeling low.
This guy says he is protective in a good way. Is he actually just being possessive?
No, with him, being protective is not a sign of being controlling. He's naturally careful and thoughtful, wanting to make sure you're safe and comfortable, but he doesn't cross the line into bossy or overbearing behavior. If he worries, he keeps it gentle and polite, not forceful.
Now, onto the topic of kids and how this guy will be as a father. If you guys have kids, will he make you do most of the work?
He will see parenting as a team effort and believes in being fair and responsible. He won't expect you to handle everything alone or dump all the parenting on your shoulders. If things become overwhelming, he could sometimes step back quietly, but he won't ignore his share of duties.
Kids are very messy. Will he lose his temper with them?
When the kids mess up or get upset, he can get stressed or frustrated quickly, but he won't explode in anger or shout at them. Instead, he's likely to become very quiet, withdraw, or even step out of the room to cool off. He needs a little time to settle his emotions before coming back to handle things patiently.
If you guys have kids, will he still support your career?
Yes, he will support you as both a mother and as your own person. He respects fairness and wants you to have your own space and achievements. He's not the type to demand that you only focus on family or give up your dreams.
Will this man say one thing early on, maybe while dating, and then later after kids and marriage change his tune and try to make you give up your career?
No, he's not the kind of man who will pretend to support your career now and then ask you to quit after you have a child. He values fairness and wants everything in the home, including big decisions, to be discussed and agreed upon together. With him, you can expect steady, quiet support, not hidden demands or surprises later.
Next, let's see how this guy treats your parents. Will he be respectful with your parents?
He will be polite and respectful to your parents, making sure they feel welcome and comfortable. However, he may not show a lot of deep warmth or affection, especially at first. With time, if your parents are gentle and accepting, he may relax and become a bit warmer. He will try to adjust to your family rather than expect them to change for him.
What if your family creates stress or interferes a bit in your lives?
If your family creates stress or interferes, he will try to handle it calmly and avoid making things worse. He doesn't like open conflict and prefers to stay polite even when he's feeling upset inside. He might become quiet or take a step back rather than argue or get angry in front of everyone.
Then let's analyze the role this guy's family will play in your life. Is this man modern with you, but a completely different person when other people, say his parents or bosses, are around?
He is not the kind of man who will act modern with you in private, but suddenly expect you to be a perfect, traditional, supportive wife in front of his relatives. He values consistency and fairness, so he won't put pressure on you to pretend or change yourself just for appearances. With him, you get honesty and steady support both in private and in front of others.
If there is tension between you and his parents, will he support you?
If there's tension, he's more likely to stay neutral and avoid getting caught in the middle rather than openly siding with anyone. He doesn't like conflict and prefers to keep things calm. So you may notice him becoming quiet or trying to smooth things over without taking a strong stand. But in front of others, he might avoid making things worse by not speaking up too much.
Say you have a conflict with his mother. What will this guy do?
He is not strongly a mummy's boy, but he deeply values peace and order in the family, which means he tries to avoid direct conflict, especially with his mother. When there's a disagreement between you and his mother, he won't jump in loudly or pick sides right away. Over time, with open, calm conversations, he can learn to be more supportive, but patience will be needed.
Will he share all the private details of your relationship with his mother or sister?
No, he will not rush to share every detail of your fights or private life with his mother or sister. He values privacy and tries to handle personal matters within the relationship. This shows he respects your trust and wants to solve problems between you first.
Now let's zoom out and put it all together.
Based on all of this analysis, this guy gets a C plus. This guy is so, not too good, not too bad, a bit mediocre. Being in a relationship with this man feels steady and organized, but sometimes a bit quiet and reserved. You can rely on him to handle responsibilities, keep things in order, and respect your boundaries.